All right. So we're going to start with some mobility before we get into the workout. And we're just going to take a fold. We want to reach the hands all the way to the floor, tuck the chin, look behind you, shake out the head and neck. And just let the upper body hang heavy as we turn on the back of the legs. From this fold, we're going to point our toes out and sit into a nice deep squat, opening up through the hips. We're just going to reach our left hand up, finding a gentle twist to the spine to wake it up, and then we'll reach the arm back. Big stretch, reach at the back of the room, and then bring the left hand in front. We'll take the right hand up first, find a twist, and then reach it all the way back. Good, bring that right hand forward. From here, we're just gonna crawl ourselves out into our plank and take a big step forward with that left foot, finding a runner's lunge, mobilizing through the hip joints and the knees. Good, we're gonna bring that left hand up, reach it all the way up to the sky, and then keep reaching for a big stretch here. We'll bring the left hand down, step the left foot back, and we're gonna push it into a down dog. Pushing the chest close to the legs, and then come back into your plank and step forward with that right foot. Finding the runner's lunge first, and then reach the right arm up. And keep reaching, find the stretch. Then bring it down and step that foot back. We'll bend the knees and walk the hands back to land in that fold that we started with. We'll stay here. We're going to do that one more time. Hips high, upper body hangs heavy. Big deep breath. And then we'll point our toes out and find that squat. Nice deep squat. Maybe this time you can press the elbows into the knees and open the hips a little bit wider. Sit a little bit taller. And we'll take the left hand up, reach it up, and then reach it back. Good, left hand comes back, right hand goes up, and reach it back. Very good, let's crawl it out into that plank, and a big step forward with that left foot. Sinking into that lunge, and then we'll reach the left hand up and reach it back, big stretch. Good, bring it down, step it back, push yourself into that down dog. Back into your plank and step forward with that right foot. Finding that runner's lunge, we'll reach the right arm up and then reach it back. Good, bring the right hand down, step the right foot back, and walk the hands back to the feet. Take that fold. And then we'll slowly roll it to the top, rounding the spine. Bring the arms up and let's take a little back bend. And then step it to the center of your mat. We're going to find our balance on our right leg. Lift up the left. And then pull the left knee out in front. We're going to take a little hurdle here, bringing that knee out to the side, and then take a step back. Squeeze your core. Find your balance, and then bend that left knee to find yourself in a lunge. Once you find your lunge, we're going to turn to the right and reach the right arm back. Step it in and shake it out. We'll do that on the other side. Balancing on the left, you're going to lift the right knee, bring it out in front, hurdle it out to the side when you've got your balance. And then a big step back. Take your time. Find that split stance and then bend that right knee to find your lunge. And then we'll turn left and reach left. Good, step it in and shake it out. We'll do one more mobility move and then we'll get into our moves for our exercise. We're gonna balance on the right leg and pick up the left. From here, you're just gonna push your hips to the back of the room. Bring your chest parallel towards the floor, reaching the fingertips towards the floor. Find a nice flat tabletop back. Hang there for just a second and then come up. And we'll take a big step out to the left. Bending the left knee, pushing your hips back to the left. Creating that stretch in the right inner thigh, just enough to wake it up. Step it in, shake it out. We do that on the other side. Balance on the left, lift the right. Push the hips to the back of the room as you reach the fingertips towards the floor. Find that tabletop position with your back and then come up, out to the right, big step. Push the hips back, bend that right knee, look for that stretch in the left inner thigh, hold it there and then step it in and shake it out. All right, we've got 7 moves. We're gonna do these 7 moves 10 times each, and we're gonna do 2 rounds and see how you feel. Maybe we'll do a third and maybe we'll just stretch. But let's get into it. Grab some water if you need it. Our first move is gonna be a shuffle touch. We're gonna shuffle to one side of our mat and reach down and touch the floor, and we'll do that 10 times back and forth. So when you're ready, bring it to one side of your mat. You're gonna take one big hop over to the other side of your mat and touch down. That's 1. Hop over, touch down, that's 2. We go for 10. Try to sit your hips back and down. We don't want to bend at the waist. We want to use the hips. Got 1 more. Very good. Once you get your 10, shake out the legs, and we're going to take it to a reverse lunge. We're going to reverse lunge back and then step in and kick with the heel of our foot, activating and using that hamstring. We're going to alternate legs, and we're going to do 10 total. So we're going to step back and find our lunge, and then bring our leg forward and kick with the heel. A little slight lean back and be balancing on one leg. We've got 10 of these. So lunge on the other side and then kick. Go as fast or as slow as you like. It's a lunge and then a kick. I'm halfway. This is 6. Go at your own pace. And choose the height of your kick. It can be high or low. Grab and switch. There we go. Nice shot. Shake out the legs. We've got some squat pulses. We're going to pulse at the middle or bottom of our squat for 10. I'm going to take my feet out a little bit wider. Point my toes out just a little bit. I'm going to find the bottom of my squat. I'm going to pulse here for 10. Take your time. Very good. Come up and shake the legs out. Get that lower body in. We're going to throw in some core. We're going to do 10 sets of slow mountain climbers, meaning 20 singles. So do them at your own pace. And if the mountain climbers don't work for you and you want to just take a modified plank with the knees down, you can hold that for as long as it takes me to do my 20 slow climbers. Now, I'm going to do cross body to really work my core. We're going to go across, alternating which leg. I'm halfway. Nice job. 20. We're going to bring it back up to our feet. We're going to do some forward bounds. I said we were doing 10 of everything. We did 10 sets of those mountain climbers. That's right. All right. We have forward bounces. We're going to use our hips, and you can jump, hop, or step 1 foot at a time to find this position. Hands are going to go back, hips go back. You're going to jump forward, leap forward, and land in a squat, and then take it back to start. Now, a modification of this would be 1 foot at a time, but you've got 10 total. And the hop can be big, or it can be nice and short, just like that. Nice job. Take your time. One foot at a time and then the other, or just little hops, whatever works for you. Good job. Take a second to catch your breath. Grab a drink if you need it. We have 2 more moves. We're gonna do some leg lifts down on our back. And then we've got some shoulder taps. And that will be our first round. So when you're ready, you can meet me on your back and we'll get into those leg lifts. We've got 10. I'm gonna bring my hand underneath my low back for support. And then I'm just gonna bring both legs up to the sky. We're gonna slowly lower. And then slowly lift. Now, if you need to modify this, you can just bend the knees and bring the ankles to tap and then lift. You've got 10 total. Now, if doing both is hard, even with the bent, you can do one at a time, bending one and then the other at their own time. Keeping your low back pressed to the mat no matter where you are. I've got 3 left. Take your time with those. Again, make sure your low back is pressed into the mat. Good job. Find your 10 and then meet me in your plank. We're going to do 10 sets of shoulder taps. That means you have 20 singles. You can do these fast or slow. You can do these with the knees down. Make sure your core is nice and tight and our hips aren't rocking all over the place. And when you're ready, you can start. I lost count. Take your time. And once you get your 20 singles, bring it up. Round 1 is done. I say we do 2 rounds and fit a little stretch in and we'll be good to go. Getting a little bit of extra movement in today. All right, we go back to the top. We're gonna do those shuffles again. Shuffling side to side for 10. Remember taking your hips back and down and not bending at the waist to find that touch. Whenever you're ready, you'll hop over, drop it down for the touch. For 10. If you want to skip the hop, you can bring it into a step to make it more low impact. Nice job. Heart rate up. Good work, good work. Take a second to catch your breath, and then we've got our 10 alternating reverse lunge kicks. Start whenever you're ready. Just remember to alternate. So you'll do a step back into a lunge and a kick the heel. You can play with the height of your kick. Maybe you kick lower. And if you like, maybe you really reach that heel up and take a high kick. Find your 10. Take your time. Don't rush through it. Form's most important. we've got our squat pulses. Now, if it's hard for you to get to the bottom, you can take your squat pulse somewhere in the center. You're just gonna pulse for 10. You're gonna drop your hips back and down and find your pulse for 10. Good. Nice job. Little burn in the legs today. Take them out. We've got those slow cross body mountain climbers for 20. Whenever you're ready. Get those climbers. We go back to our forward bounds. Don't forget to take a little break for water and to catch your breath. We have these last 3 moves, and then we're going to start a cool down with some stretching. We've got forward bounds, leg lowers, and shoulder taps. Whenever you're ready, and any modification that you need to, whether it's a hop forward, a step forward, do what works for you. For 10. This is my only workout today. I'm pushing myself a little bit harder. Catch your breath. We've got those last 2 moves. We've got the leg lowers and the shoulder taps. Remember, leg lowers start at the top. Press your low back into the mat. And then from there, you can lower both legs or just one. You can lower them straight, or you can have them slightly bent. We're going for 10. Nice job. Good work, good work. Once you get those, flip it over. We've got 20 single shoulder taps, and then we're going to stretch it out, and then we'll be good to go. Find your plank, knees or toes up to you, and find your taps for 20. Once you get your 20, you're going to find yourself in a child's pose, and that's where we're going to start our stretch. Taking just a couple of moments to let your heart rate come down in this child's pose. Then we're going to slowly round the back up into a cat spine, tucking the toes. We'll keep the hips high, find a regular, nice long spine, and we're just going to walk our hands out long and take a puppy pose. Bring the chin all the way down to the floor. We'll slowly lift our spine and just let your hips make their way to the mat and untuck the toes. You'll pull the palms back underneath the shoulders. And we're going to stretch out through the core. So we're going to let the shoulder blades pull back and down, and then take a couple of slow, big, deep breaths. Very good. Let's lift the hips and take it into a down dog. Tucking the toes, pushing the hips high. Press the chest close to the legs, stretch out the arms, and then push the heels close to the mat to stretch through the calves and the backs of the legs. Hold it here. And then we're going to walk our feet into our hands. Take that fold where we started and really stretch out to the hamstrings. Letting the upper body hang heavy. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly roll all the way to the top. The head's going to come up last, and we're going to bring the arms up into a back bend, kind of in a big wide V. Pulling the thumbs back, opening the chest, keep reaching back. And slowly just let the arms come all the way down to the side, stretching along the way. Nice job today. Thank you so much for joining me for this little bit of movement that we're adding into our day.